Whether you're a beginner and you have 0 subscribers, or you've been on YouTube for a while and you have a goal of reaching 1K or 10K subscribers on YouTube, I'm going to share with you the exact formula that I used to hit 10,000 subscribers just a couple of months ago. It's not hard. You just have to pay attention and be very strategic about what you're posting and how you're packaging your videos. As you can see, I just hit 10K a couple months ago, and I'm going to share with you what I did to get unstuck and finally get my channel moving. Get a pen and paper because we're getting right into it, starting off with how you should be packaging your videos. So one of the tools that you could use, that I use to come up with my titles, is TubeBuddy. You could integrate it into your YouTube channel, and anytime you search up a title or you're looking at a video, it will score the video for you. So this is how TubeBuddy looks if you decide to go ahead and get it and integrate it into your channel. In the right hand corner, you'll see where it says like FB. This just started popping up where it's asking for your niche insights. I don't know what that's about, but that's not our focus. If you go up to the top and you search whatever it is, I just typed in how to get the perfect makeup look for beginners. But this is where you will test your titles, and over here on the side, it'll rank all your titles out of 100 and tell you if it's a good title or not, if it has good competition, and basically if people are going to click on your title or if they're not. I always try to have an 100, so 100 out of 100, but honestly 92 is still pretty good, so I would probably move forward with this if I was in the makeup niche. And kind of like rank it and tell you what the score is for the title. I believe it can tell you about the topic and whether people are searching for that topic or not. You do have to pay for TubeBuddy, so I'm just gonna put that out there, but I really find it useful. And to me, it's like a shortcut to not waste your time, because the video can be so good, the video can be amazing, but if people don't click on it, if it doesn't grab people's attention, they're never gonna see the video. So really, how you package your video matters most, which is why I've invested in TubeBuddy. But if you're not there yet and you're not ready to invest in TubeBuddy, another thing that you can do is go on to Safari and just look up 100 best headlines ever used. And this is like on newspapers and things that you find yourself clicking on. Pay attention to what catches your eye, pay attention to what makes you want to click, and that's how you're gonna frame your title. For me, it could be a question. Do not put everything in your title. Make sure that it gives some like curiosity. It gives people the feeling of, if I don't click on this, I'm gonna miss out on something. Usually those are the videos that I see the most success with. So a few of them says why some foods explode in your stomach, hands that look lovelier in 24 hours, or your money back, 5 familiar skin troubles, which do you want to overcome, whoever heard of a woman losing weight and enjoying 3 delicious meals at the same time. That's a really good one if you're like into fitness and you're into nutrition and helping people lose weight. So for the celebrity makeup looks on a budget, Kim Kardashian edition, I would probably frame it as something like why Kim Kardashian's makeup looks. Before we move on, I do want to just drop in, for those of you who have no idea what you want your channel to be, you're starting very fresh, you have no idea what you want to talk about, utilize ChatGPT, utilize AI. This stuff is so helpful. You can go onto ChatGPT and tell ChatGPT to generate a list of about 10 video ideas that have to do with gardening, or have to do with makeup or fitness or food or karate. Whatever your interest is, utilize ChatGPT to give you some videos to get started, because you have to have somewhere to start and at least a couple of videos to get the ball rolling. And my biggest advice will always be, choose a topic, choose a niche to get started with, and choose something that you can talk about for hours. For me, that's food, that's fitness, that's business, and that's Instagram. I can always talk about fitness for hours. If anybody asks me about a hobby, I will always go into the gym. I will rant about what foods I like, what I like to cook, how I was able to lose this amount of fat while still eating the foods that I like, how I'm obsessed with YouTube and the platform, or how I'm just obsessed with growing and scaling my business. It should always be something that you're familiar with. It will make it a lot easier, and it will make the journey more enjoyable if you're constantly doing things that you enjoy and things that you have a lot of knowledge of. But if you don't have a lot of knowledge on the topic that you're interested in doing, definitely utilize ChatGPT and AI to get you started, because it's so helpful. Play around with it for a little while before you decide to get going, so that you know what you're doing. It'll spit out scripts for you, everything. We're going to get into the scripts a little bit later in the video, and I'll show you really how you can just maximize the use of AI and use it to grow your YouTube channel. however way and yours doesn't. I love putting you in the title of a lot of my videos because it makes you seem like you're talking to the person on the other side of the screen, which ultimately you are. To me, you just feel more connected. And even if you're on YouTube, pay attention to the videos that you click on and what the titles are. So let me find one that I'm not subscribed to that's really good. Josh and Mama, do you really cook like that? The Q&A you all have been waiting for. 6 months to change my life, an experiment. How to manifest miracles when your life's a mess. If you're really into how-to videos, you can definitely do how to get your makeup to look like Kim Kardashian's when you have no money or when you're broke. That's more enticing than the topic that they gave you. So once you get your title and you feel like it's great, it's clickable, it's not too long, it's not too wordy, it builds curiosity, it gets somebody to feel like if they don't click on your video, they're going to miss out on something. Then you're going to move on to the second next most important thing, which is your thumbnail. I love doing my thumbnails. I used to hate doing thumbnails, but now I love them, and thumbnails really do make a difference. I think that a lot of YouTubers, a lot of advice you hear is like thumbnail and title, thumbnail and title, thumbnail and title. But it's like the reason why that matters most is because that is the first thing that people see when they're on YouTube scrolling. Even if they don't find your video through searching it, if it pops up on the home screen and you're able to get people to click there, it's gonna end up staying there. And the more engaging and the better your thumbnail looks, the more people are gonna want to click on it. Like, you do it every day when you're on YouTube and you're just scrolling. I could see something that I don't even care about, I'm not even interested in, and it's a topic that I've never even heard of, but because the thumbnail looks so good, I end up clicking on it. So you definitely want to take time to do your thumbnail before you do your script, before you sit down and film your video. You should already know what your title is. You should already know what your thumbnail is going to look like. Obviously, you can't do the complete thumbnail if you haven't filmed the video yet, but drafting your thumbnail is super helpful, and that's what I do before I do every single video. Usually, I'll sketch it out on my iPad. If you don't have an iPad, you can literally just jot down in your notes app what you want your thumbnail to look like, which is literally what I do. So if it's a fitness video and I'm talking about how I was able to lose weight or how I was able to gain muscle, usually I'll go with before and after. That's most popular, that's most clickable, that's most enticing, that gives results, that gives people, oh damn, how did she do this and that in this amount of time? I'll put a time. Do not put so many words in your thumbnail. Your thumbnail is an extension of your title. So if there's something that you wanted to put in your title that you weren't able to, add those words onto your thumbnail and make sure they are keywords. Make sure they're like enticing words. Really pay attention to what other people are doing on YouTube. I'm not telling you to copy them, but pay attention to what words they're using in their thumbnail. So if you're doing the Kim Kardashian makeup look video and you have your title, you don't have to obviously put her name, but you can put an arrow to her makeup. You can put last 48 hours. You can put waterproof in your title. You can put life-changing, game changer. You can put makeup artist approved. Once you have your keywords for your thumbnail, you know how you want it to look, you know how you want it to feel. The app that I use for my thumbnails is Canva. I love Canva, and the way that I get my pictures from my videos, when I'm editing in iMovie, I literally just screenshot it from my computer. I screenshot it, I'll stop it when it's still. So once the video is completely over, every time I film a video on YouTube, once the video is over, I'll use maybe like 2 or 3 minutes at the end of the video to literally pose for thumbnails. It's that simple, it's that easy. I used to let YouTube choose my thumbnails based on, like, it'll go on freeze frames in your video, and when you're like pausing and they can screenshot it, for me, they would look too blurry. They weren't clear, they weren't crisp. It was good the way that YouTube would catch them, but it could be better. And a really, really good tool and tip is the one that I just told you. At the end of all your videos, you need to make sure that you're getting your thumbnail done. You're getting your main picture. And for me, putting your face in the thumbnail is really, really good. Is really a good way to get people to catch. Obviously, you can do a faceless thumbnail. That works too. There's a lot of channels that are succeeding on YouTube with faceless thumbnails. So if you aren't comfortable, I'm not saying that you're not going to see success, but for me, that's the most success that I've seen, is when like my face is in the center, it's in the front, and people can see me, and then the before and the afters are like in the back of me. I'm gonna put examples in this video, but once you find what works for you, continue to use that format. And honestly, you really, really, really have to make sure that your thumbnails look nice, they look clear, they look professional. Take a look at your YouTube channel if you've already getting started, and really look at it from an objective point of view. Would you click on your channel? Would you click on your thumbnails? Compare them to other people that are in your same niche, because ultimately those are your competitors. So you want to make sure that you are positioning yourself as a professional, as someone. So now that you have your picture, you have your theme, you have your keywords, You have the background for your thumbnail. I can definitely go into more detail on how like I actually use Canva to create my thumbnails. If you guys want me to, let me know in the comments. But it's really not hard, and honestly Canva is easy to use and figure out once you get on the platform. And always make sure you are not uploading blurry thumbnails. It will kill the entire video. It will make your entire video look just so not good. So make sure that you have clear photos, that you don't merge a bunch of things in one and it's easy to look at. Another really good tip when you're doing your thumbnails is create at least 5 to 6 thumbnails. Don't just do one and think that that's going to be the best one. No, do multiple, do different versions of your original idea. Add different words, use different fonts, use different colors, mess around with your thumbnails. And then also, once you feel like you're done and you have them, make them really small, because a lot of people are watching YouTube on their phone, and this is a very small device compared to watching it on your TV. So when people are scrolling and they're trying to figure out what video to click on, your thumbnail is going to be smaller than how you're viewing it when you're in Canva. Like, look at how small this is. So you have to make sure that even someone that's when you're on your phone, it's closer to your eye, but when you're on a computer or a TV, it's a lot smaller. So make sure that even people that are watching on their computer or their iPad or really big screens, that it even looks eye-catching to them and it looks clickable to them. I would say your keywords should stand out, so they should be different, and it should contrast. So if you, like I have on a black shirt right now, I'm not gonna put black text in my thumbnail. It's gonna be white. Vice versa, if you have on white, you're not gonna do your text in white. If you do, maybe outline it with black so that it's easier to see and it's just pleasing to the eye, and it doesn't hurt my brain trying to look at it and figure out what the hell is they talking about in their thumbnail, what's going on, because we don't have that much time. Attention spans are very short. You want it to be very clear and very straight to the point. Sometimes less is more, and you don't need all that stuff in your thumbnail. So now we have our title. We have our good title, our 10 out of 10 title, our title that builds curiosity and gets people to click. We have an amazing thumbnail that's bright and nice and clear and simple. Now you're gonna move on to the actual like meat and potatoes of it all, which is what you're gonna talk about in your video. We're gonna be on ChatGPT for this one also. ChatGPT is gonna help you come up with your talking points. Now, there's two different types of video talking styles that I'll do when I'm scripting my videos. I'll either script the entire video, hook, intro, body, everything, as if you're doing like an essay in school, or I'll just do talking points. For the video that I'm doing right now, I just did talking points because I know so much about it. I don't really have to go off of a script. I can just go on and on and on, and the ideas flow to me while I'm talking, and I can add on to them. But let's say you don't know where to start. You kind of have the ideas and the thoughts in your mind, but you don't really know how to word it. You don't know how to start your video. The first couple of seconds of your video are the most crucial. People say it all the time, but it's so true. You'll see a huge drop in your video if you don't hook people in and make them want to stay during the first 5-10 seconds. So those first 5-10 seconds, you need to have a hook. If you're telling a story, which most of us are doing when we're filming these videos, is literally storytelling, I would say clip the most important and crazy or whatever it is that you're saying in your video and put that at the beginning. That way people are already engaged and they have something to look forward to. That's like the #1 method I use. It's the easiest one to use, and it's very easy to get started if you're not ready to start drafting really good catchy hooks to get people to start. I'll go through my video while I'm editing, cut out little snippets of what I'm saying, copy and paste them to the beginning of my video, and that'll be my hook. And it'll be there for maybe like 10 seconds, and then I'll just jump right into the video. We're not wasting any more time with super long intros. You want to get the attention and then get straight into it. So when you're drafting your video, you're gonna go onto ChatGPT. So you're going to go onto ChatGPT again. We already have our title, but for the purpose of the video, I'm going to copy and paste the one that they gave me. So you're gonna select your text, and you're gonna have ChatGPT help you again. And so you're gonna copy it, and then you're gonna tell ChatGPT to generate a detailed and engaging YouTube video script for the following video. And you're literally just gonna copy and paste it. You're gonna send that in, and our girl is gonna come through and help us out. She's gonna give you how your opening scene can look. She's gonna give you what text to put on the screen, so you can put celebrity glam on a budget. She's gonna put your intro. She's also gonna put your next scene. She's even telling you how to do the makeup. This, amazing. It will go so in detail to the point to where all you have to do is show up as your amazing, wonderful self on camera and deliver the content, make it into your own, add in your own jokes, add in your spicy personality, whatever it is that you bring to the table. Ultimately, that's what's going to get people to stay, because if you really think about it, there's so many people on YouTube doing makeup videos, food videos, fitness, finance, gym, everything, but the thing that people gravitate to more is the person that's delivering the content. Like, at the end of the day, that's what it's going to be. So you have to make sure that your videos are not boring, you're not being monotone, you're not just like, you're giving the girls nothing. We don't want nothing, we want something to look at. So when you are delivering your script, make sure that you're not just sitting there keeping the same voice, you're not just being boring, because people do not want to watch boring content. They want to be entertained, they want to be informed, they want to feel inspired, they want to feel like they can do anything. So that's really what you want to do when you are delivering your script. But like I said, ChatGPT will give you a base, it will give you something to follow, but I do not recommend copying and pasting this whole script and reading from it word to word, because it's not going to look natural. It's not going to go well on camera, because people are going to be able to tell that it's not genuine, it's not authentic, and you're using another person's words. So I would just give it somewhere for you to start, and then what you can do is take the video and just create talking points. So your first talking point can be your intro, and it'll be, you'll just say, creating Kim Kardashian's iconic look using affordable drug makeup. And then once you have your topic, if you are a makeup girly, it's gonna come very natural to you. Usually that's just what happens. So just create bullet points of what you want to talk about in your video and let it flow very naturally. It does not have to be super perfect. The videos that I was the most self-conscious about, the videos that I didn't have a script, the videos that I just forced myself to turn on the camera and start talking, are the ones that have did so well on my channel. So don't beat yourself up so much on having the perfect script. If you're able to just communicate your message and get it out clearly and thoroughly and just make it to where it's easy to follow, you're gonna do great. You're gonna do fine. The thumbnail and the title is already catchy, it's already captivating, it's already getting the attention of the audience that you're trying to connect with. So now when you start talking, give yourself some time, and honestly, you have to do this over and over and over and over and over again until you feel comfortable, until it feels natural and you feel like you're a pro at it. For me, the hard part of creating a video is done. These are the steps that are going to allow you to create the best videos possible, which is gonna get you to your subscriber goal. Like, that's ultimately is what gonna get you to 10,000 subscribers. You have to make sure that your videos are packaged very well. I will continue to say that, because once you figure that out and once that kind of clicks in your brain, once it clicked for me, it was over with. It was done. Like, once you get it, you got it, and now you understand your thumbnail, title, hook, delivery, keeping them engaged, keeping them on their feet. You want to always have them waiting on what's next. Make sure you're not giving everything away in your thumbnail and title, and you're still leaving room for questions and curiosity. At the same time, there needs to be balance, and make sure that it makes sense and it's not just BS. But really, now once you go and you film your video and you edit it, the hard part is already done. You have an amazing title, you have an amazing thumbnail, you upload your video, and you do this and you repeat the process over and over and over and over and over again. And I would say give yourself about 100 videos until you start trying to rethink anything. 100 videos. Give yourself 100 videos, especially if you are a beginner. You have to just film the content and put it out there. For beginners, a lot of the time, consistency and quantity trumps quality for beginners. It really does, because you really have to get consistent. You really have to get comfortable being on camera, comfortable filming yourself, comfortable talking in front of camera. Is really not normal. It's becoming normalized now, but it's not normal just sitting there talking to yourself. So really give yourself the opportunity to create at least 100 videos before you start beating yourself up and getting down on yourself. And in the process of creating your 100 videos, every video is going to get a lot better. But if you start with what I'm giving you now, and you make sure to always keep that in the front of your mind and keep that a priority, it's not going to take you 100 videos. It's not going to take you as long ultimately as it took me to really figure it out, because I was all about quantity, 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 and the thumbnail and the title didn't even matter. If I go back and I redo all my old videos and I do the thumbnails that I know how to make and the titles that I know how to make and make them clickable and make them to where people want to click on them, they will do a whole lot better than they did. A lot of the videos I have privated, the thumbnails are trash, the titles are trash, no one will want to click on it. And you have to be realistic and honest with yourself and come to the realization that you have to do research, you have to put in the work. I really would say do a deep dive into making the best thumbnails and titles that you possibly can, and then developing your talking points. If you want another video on actually delivering the video and how I got comfortable speaking on camera and going into how I edit on iMovie and do my thumbnails on Canva, definitely let me know. The response and the feedback from my last video was so helpful, seeing what people are still struggling with. And I think it's helpful when it comes to a person who was just there like less than a couple months ago. So definitely let me know. I will have a summary at the end of this video on everything that I went over in this video, so that it's very actionable and you can take the steps that I said today. So I thank you guys so much for watching, and we're on this journey together, okay? I will see you in my next video.